Hello everybody, welcome to the ASUS YouTube channel. We've got a little bit of an unboxing and overall kind of preview of some hardware that we're going to be coming out with. So what we're going to be taking a look at is our series of Fusion or Brazos platform motherboards that we're going to be coming to market with shortly. So we're going to be doing an unboxing on this, and then in a follow-up video we'll be doing actually a little bit of a future overview on the two boards and what they bring to the table in terms of the Brazos platform and Fusion based systems. So here we have the E35M1-I Deluxe. So this is going to be a mini ITX motherboard that we're going to be unboxing and showing you a little bit of. And then the secondary board here is going to be the E35M1-M Pro. This is going to be a little bit of a different form factor, but we're going to call it tentatively essentially micro ATX, and you'll see how it looks a little bit different than the standard boards that are out there. So let's go ahead and first take a look at the E35M1-I Deluxe. So this is the package right here. Got the motherboard. We'll go ahead and look at that last. We'll see what initially comes in here. So we've got two sets of antennas. This is for the dual band Wi-Fi that's already integrated on the motherboard. One thing that you'll see is that these are actually with an extension cable already attached to them and use a coaxial connection. The benefit of that is you'll be able to position them anywhere you want to allow for better reception and overall minimize maybe interference you might have from other devices. Most of the solutions that are on the market that utilize Wi-Fi are going to come with a fixed antenna, which sometimes doesn't work out the best because it's in the back and it's going to get interfered with from other devices that you have. Here we have the I/O shield, and this is what we refer to as our Q shield. So it's actually padded, which makes installation a much smoother and much nicer experience, minimize on any hand cuts that people know about when you have an I/O shield that doesn't have any type of protection. And that also helps to minimize any type of EMI or ESD as well. And lastly, we also have two SATA 6G cables for the FCH SATA 6G connections that are on the motherboard. And rounding everything out, of course, we have a user's guide, support DVD, which contains your drivers and all your setup software. Of course, you can reference our support site for the latest versions, including the latest BIOS as well, and then a quick start guide. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we really want to see, which is the motherboard. Alright. So this is our E35M1-I Deluxe. So you can see this is in the mini ITX form factor. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the actual connectivity and layout options that we see available on the board. So of course we have standard DDR3 DIMM module support here. We have our 24-pin power MOX connection. We have front USB 3 header here. This is a recent standard that has become available now if you have a newer chassis that's on the market, such as from Landly or from some other vendors, Silverstone, that are incorporating this in there. You can go ahead and connect that lead and then have front USB 3 directly available to you. Here on the bottom we can see our mini pci-e dual band Wi-Fi radio. We have our FCH connections, so we have 5 SATA 6G connections. We then also have 2 USB 2 headers. That's also for the internal connections for any chassis for front headers. And then we have a by-16 interconnect, although this is physically only a by-4 electrical. So that means that you can go ahead and put in like a sound card or a RAID controller, or even maybe a lower performance discrete GPU that wouldn't be as compromised when it comes to bandwidth. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other small items here. Here at the very top, we're going to see that we have our Turbo Key 2 implementation. This is a quick switch that will allow you to go ahead and overclock the system just at the flick of a switch. So before you actually physically install this into the chassis, you can go ahead and just flip that button and it'll go ahead and do a quick overclock for you. Fully hardware based, you don't have to worry about going into the UEFI or making any changes. You're all good to go. And let's see if we have anything else here that might be of interest. We have also our MemOK button. This is going to be special hardware IC that's on the board that allows you to initialize memory that potentially might have a low margin, or maybe you have mismatched DIMMs, or just certain variables where sometimes you're running into memory compatibility. That's the physical button for it right there. And I'm just going to take a look here at the I/O. So we've got the dual band Wi-Fi right here. This is for 2.4 and for 5 gigahertz connections. 2 USB 2 ports. 1 PS2 combo port. HDMI. Optical toslink out. DVI. This is not an actual I/O connection. This is actually part of the fanless design, so no actual fan required for this to operate. This is entirely a heat pipe solution, so it produces 0 dB, very quiet. An eSATA connection. 2 more USB 2 connections. Bluetooth 3.0, so the newest high-performance standard. USB 3, 2 ports. Gigabit Ethernet. And then your standard 3.5-inch audio connectivity. Alright, so that rounds out our E35M1-I Deluxe here. Let's go ahead and put that guy there. And let's take a look at our next guy. This is the E35M1-M Pro. So for this one we don't have the retail package fully available, so we won't do a complete unboxing. We're going to take a look here at the motherboard. So as you can see, definitely the form factor in comparison to the other unit is a little bit different. The main reason why we have 2 models here is this is from a lot of feedback that we've gotten for users that are interested in having a little bit more expansion abilities for maybe like a Windows Home server environment or a high performance HD PC where they need a little bit more expansion connectivity available to them. So let's go ahead and round out here the board. We still have our standard 24-pin Molex, DDR3 DIMM support. We've got the Turbo Key 2 switch as well. The 516 Interconnect here, same limitations as we noted here. By 1 pci-e and then 2 PCI. From an addition, we have 4 USB 2 headers. That's a whole lot of additional USB connectivity available to you there. Let's go ahead and then round out the I/O. 2 USB 2, combo connector PS2, HDMI, optical and toslink, DVI, D-sub or VGA, eSATA, 1394 Firewire, 2 more USB, 2 more USB 3, gigabit Ethernet, and then our standard audio once again. So that rounds out a little bit of the kind of unboxing overview that we have here in terms of the physical connections and what we're bringing here. Both of these boards also do carry our UEFI implementation that we initially showcased and unveiled on our P67 and H67 series of motherboards. So you do have the full 3 terabyte capacity. So keep your eyes tuned to our YouTube channel for any additional information and for our next video that you'll be going over the features. Thank you.